Hey, hello. Good morning, my fellow riders. Just here to talk about a few small things. It's my Frankenstein bike right here, single speed. Uh, what I did before was mention in one of my videos, I took off the handlebars and I took off the saddle. And pretty much everything else is the same. So looking for forward upgrading his bike soon. Like, pretty much I want to upgrade the neck. I want to be able to angle it, but I'm going to keep the fork. This is a pretty much a steel frame Del Mar Cruiser. Got it off of Craigslist, about $50, and it's a steel frame bike. Well, what I've noticed, like I've been riding it here and there, during the day, never at night with this bike. I used to at one with the lights before, but now since I don't have no lights for this bike, it's all day riding, quick gas station stops and this and that, right? So with the modification on my Frankenstein bike, the handlebar, that was from the Wal-Mart bike. And if you noticed what I just did, I just pretty much put the handlebar upside down, so it gives me more of a lean forward, but I also have some control of the bike. And the drivetrain, I'm not sure the measurement. I don't have a measuring tape at the moment, but it's pretty long. It's a one speed, single gear bike, single speed. But I find the chain length from the crank to the cassette pretty long. So what I've noticed, like riding this bike, right? I'm gonna do an example soon, but not right now. I'm actually gonna run some errands, and hopefully you guys will join me. Um, it picks up speed pretty well for a single. Going up is a little not too much of a struggle once your legs builds up that strength, because you have that lean forward thing going on, and the frame is kind of has that circular look, that angle. It gives it some speed, even going up the hills. You just gotta get that momentum going. But pretty much on flat roads or force flats, it's a pretty good bike, especially once you pick up the momentum and speed. So I'm not sure the size of the cassette or the crank, but for a Frankenstein bike, and maybe it used to be a Walmart bike that the original owner most likely bought it off, maybe $100 something a few years back, who knows? And or actually, the Schwinn, I'm not discouraging Schwinn, but when certain brands start hitting Walmart, it's not about the bike that's messed up. It's just the service, the maintenance service. They don't tune up your bike. Like I've been in Walmart, right, and touched the wheels and stuff, and it's not even pumped up with air. The handlebars are loose, so it's more the maintenance problem with these Walmart bikes, right? So if you decide, because I started off with a Walmart bike, actually it's right here. So, but it's not, you know, it got me to work while I was saving for my Specialized cross trails, and those are the tires I was using, about $50 each. So pretty much, the problem was when I bought the bike, I should have been aware that for a tune-up or something, because they do have a car mechanic. I should have just had them tune it up or something, and You know, the first or by the second week, I broke the pedal. It stripped off. This bike I'm talking about is well, it used to be a mountain bike ledge, 2 point something ledge. Took off the stickers and stuff like that. But I'm pretty much, they still have it as a mongoose mountain bike. So though just because they carry the mongoose and, you know, a lot of people grew up with having a mongoose, still BMX bikes and all types. So I figured it was a decent bike. Why not? It's a mongoose. But it's not the company itself, mongoose. It's just the people. I'm just assuming that Walmart, when they get these bikes, they don't get it assembled. They get it like, I guess, they got to assemble the wheels and maybe fill up the tires and tighten up some screws and nuts and whatever. But I think they don't really do that with Walmart. If you find a Walmart that does that, then you're blessed with a good Walmart that actually have people that work there and take care of their bikes. And then if you notice, the bikes are usually under, when you go online on the Walmart website, the bikes are usually under toys. You know, it's not even categorized as like bikes. It's under outdoors, men outdoors, and camping gear or bikes. It's not really under It's mainly under toys. So it's already a disrespect that Walmart is calling our bicycles toys. Like, it's not. You know, I mean, I like toys, but come on, you know what I mean. I find it utterly disrespectful, because this is why most people just say go to a bike shop and spend the extra little money, because then Walmart they have Kens. This is a mongoose, and pretty much they got some brands, like, to me, in my opinion, one of the best brands they have in Walmart. But you got to make sure they tune it up for you before you actually want to ride off with it. I think is a GMC Denali, if I'm not mistaken. That's like one of their best bikes there. It's a road bike, even though it's all steel. But it's a good start off road bike to pump your legs up, you know, get you strong before you transition into a A1 aluminum Specialized or any other brand, Trek, Giant, so on. And so I think, in my opinion, that's one of their best bikes in there. And I think all their bikes is good. They're all good startup bikes, and it's like I keep repeating it. It's just the service maintenance. You know, they don't maintain up the bike, lube it up for you. If you buy a bike from Walmart, make sure you might as well just have the extra money to take it to the bike shop. Make sure it's all tuned up for you, greased up, and then if you got extra money, what I did was I bought better tires. At the time, I was using these, and they're about $50 each. See if you see the name. I mentioned this in my last video. So those are the rims that, you know, came with. This is all pretty much all come from the mongoose. Some parts I use, some parts I throw away. Kept some nuts and screws. You know, I still got. The only reason I still have this frame, because I'm just gonna take you know, all these little pieces and stuff. You know, you never know when you're gonna need them. If you're gonna get into if I find a bike frame somewhere and I decide to work on it. I'm not really a bike mechanic, but I could do a few simple things. This one, I definitely cannot work on it. But I think just to pull off the crank on this one, I think you need a wrench, and it is a technique for this. So I won't even go deep unless a trustworthy bike mechanic would tell me. I think the most I might have to change out is the chain and maybe the cassette. Something smaller, more, you know. So anyhow, I'm gonna go on my road trip in a few. Got my helm with the cam set on. Got my locks. Won't be taking the big lock, of course. The thicker chain, because I know where I'm going. And pretty much gonna take the 3U locks and the cable wire right there. So, you know, because obviously I'm not commuting with this, because I'm gonna be commuting with that. So pretty much, y'all already know the deal. So hopefully, my amateur video, dropping the charger. So pretty much, got my gear set up, about to hit the showers and get trimmed up. I'm looking forward maybe to get a chest, gold cam harness, chest harness, to see the difference, you know. So far, I get mounted up on my helmet, get mounted up in my handlebars. So now I want to get the chest view, and pretty much that's it. Because like I stated before, until one day I decide to upgrade to the next program, and that pro cam, I rather do something with the bike before I spend the $300. $300, I could do something with the bike besides paying bills and other stuff. But if I have $300 to save on, I'd rather use that towards my new fixie working on. I don't know why I say fixie. I don't like that term, to be honest. Just hanging with certain people that like to say it, so I kind of started saying it as well. But I like saying when I usually call a bike shop, I say fixed gear. So that's what I call what the new generation call fixies, and it's supposed to be 3 different types of those bikes. Fixie is one thing, fixed gear is another, and then you have the professional, what they use in those circular arenas. I'm not really familiar with that, into that category of biking, and I'm not really going to get into that. It's a whole different sport in biking. But right now, this is my Del Mar Cruiser with the Mongoose saddle that came off the Wal-Mart bike and the handlebars. So this is my training bike for right now. Getting used to the single speed. And the brakes on this, you gotta push the pedals backwards to stop. So it's not really a fixed gear, like you can slow down. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to call that type of braking system where you just push the pedals back. And so I guess this is like a startup. This is like a startup, I guess, for when you want to get into fixed gearing. Like, you already know how to push the pedals back and adjust your body and that. So, and this is a lot easier to push the brakes on this, like, really, especially when I'm going fast, and you do your own version of the skid, even much more fun and easy. So I keep you updated. I will ride with the cam soon on this bike, so I can show you guys and gals what I'm talking about. So pretty much I'm getting a commute, and hopefully things will work out. So happy riding and enjoy your Saturday. Happy Sabbath. Happy for my non-religious friends. Have a good day, and so forth. Just keep it safe, and don't forget to wear a helmet, and happy riding. And talk to you guys soon, later on of the day. Yeah.